Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, July 6th, and I'm your host, Krista McDonald. Wednesday afternoon, Norwood celebrated America's 242nd birthday with the annual 4th of July parade. Jack McCarthy emceed the parade with the help of Grand Marshal and former Norwood High School principal George Yusevich. Community members began planting chairs at different spots around town as early as 10 a.m. to guarantee their front row seats. The 96-degree weather didn't stop the festivities from carrying on, but it did stop the Firecracker 5K, which was canceled early Wednesday morning as a precaution. The race is rescheduled to Sunday, July 15th, and runners will take an alternate course by the Willett Early Childhood Center. Runners should contact race director Jim Henry at 617-610-0084 to sign up. The parade was kicked off by lots of massive trucks and Army vehicles. Antique cars followed closely behind, and Jack McCarthy pointed out one car that's close to the hearts of many here in Norwood.
Oh, what year is it?
66 Mustang.
Is it 66 Norwood Mustangs, right? All right. Thank you.
Go Mustangs. Later, we saw the Norwood Board of Selectmen, led by Police Chief Brooks and Fire Chief Greeley, who walked side by side. Many waved and yelled heartfelt messages to Tony Greeley, who enjoyed the bittersweet moments of his last parade as the town's fire chief.
The two finest chiefs in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Chief Greeley and Chief Brooks. And Chief Greeley's retiring, so this is his last 4th of July parade. Let's hear it for him. Norwood couldn't be more blessed than to have you guys in charge.
Congratulations, Chief Greeley. We wish you all the best in your retirement. Shortly after, Grand Marshal George Yusevich arrived to the bandstand with former town manager John Carroll. The longtime Norwood icon, Mr. Carroll, had a message of gratitude to share with the people.
With me in that nice Mustang was John Carroll, our former town manager, who retired back in December. So he just wanted to say hello to the group.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you very much. It's good to be at the parade. I used to march in these things. Now George and I rode. But I do remember one year I actually ran in the road race and then marched in the parade afterwards. I slipped a little bit, but thank you. It's a great parade as usual. And thanks to Bernie Cooper, who's the guy who really does all the work in making this parade happen.
Thanks, John.
The crowd welcomed back legendary performance groups like the Colonial Boys, Colonial Pipers, and the Northeast Italian Band. In between performances, the crowd cheered on well-known Norwood groups and community members, and youth sports and Little League champion teams, among much more. Marching bands from as close by as Connecticut and as far away as Quebec, Canada put on dedicated performances in the intense heat. And no 4th of July parade would be complete without the Cycling Murrays. The family closed out the parade as the last act, and as always, they were a hit. In case you missed the parade, we will be rebroadcasting daily at 8 p.m. today through Monday, and it is available immediately in our Town Video On-Demand library for those interested. Stay tuned after this break to learn all about how our town has been dealing with the recent heat wave. Welcome back. This past week's heat wave has been the hottest yet this year. Norwood recorded 7 consecutive days with temperatures in the 90s, and with the humidity, some days felt more like 100 degrees. This type of heat can have serious effects on someone's health if they are out in the sun for too long. For more on those health risks, we go to Fire Chief Tony Greeley.
Some of the signs of heat exhaustion, say that you're out in the yard and you're planting flowers on a day like today and you're in the hot sun, and all of a sudden you get some abdominal cramping or leg cramping, or your skin becomes cool and moist, or you begin sweating profusely. That is the first sign of heat exhaustion. What you want to do is immediately move away from your activity and move into a cooler place. Go into your home, go into your air-conditioned space, replenish your water, and they say about 4 ounces every 15 minutes. So a half a bottle every 15 minutes until you can get your composure back. You may feel dizzy, you may feel lightheaded. If the symptoms get worse after you may have experienced heat exhaustion, certainly call 911 and we'll come and help you out.
Thanks for the great info, Chief. A group that is often affected the most by the extreme heat is the senior citizens. As your body gets older, it becomes harder for you to regulate heat and overall more susceptible to heat exhaustion. The Norwood Senior Center does everything it can to help the Norwood seniors battle the heat.
This has been quite a hot week, but it hasn't slowed down our seniors here at the center. We are a cooling center, so we are here Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. We're open till 8 on Tuesdays, but we are a cooling center. That being said, if the town says, let's open the senior center in the evenings or in the weekends to let people come and have a relaxing place to stay, we'll absolutely do that. We encourage everybody to check on their elderly neighbors. It's very important. Make sure that that gentleman that needs to mow his lawn every single week isn't out there on a day when it's 90 degrees mowing his lawn. They don't like to go off their routine, but it's important that you go out there and tell them to go in. Also continue to hydrate. We do call our vulnerable seniors and check on them and see if anyone's compromised, especially with oxygen, or make sure nobody is in any type of discomfort. We make sure that they have plenty of water on the bus if it's extremely hot out. So we do our best to keep in touch with the seniors during heat emergencies, but again, if anyone has a neighbor, please reach out at 781-762-1201. You can call me directly at extension 1, or you can ask for our outreach coordinator, Trish Monahan, at extension 3, and we will absolutely reach out to that senior and help them.
Thanks, Carrie, and great job as always by the whole staff at the Senior Center. Another place in Norwood where you could go to escape the heat this week is the Morrill Memorial Library. Library Director Charlotte Kennelly tells us what services are available.
Come down to the library this week. We've got a nice, cool children's room. We're cool on every single floor. You can sit down and enjoy reading the magazines and the newspapers in the Cushing Reading Room, or pick out one of the books from our stacks and just have a comfortable space to sit.
Stay tuned after this break to see what's happening around our schools. Welcome back to Norwood News. This was a rare week in town government. Due to the 4th of July holiday, there were no government meetings held. The boards and committees will resume their meetings next week with Planning Board, Selectmen, Community Preservation, Trails Subcommittee, Forbes Hill, and the Permanent Building Construction Committee all scheduled to meet. To watch the full government meeting, tune into the NCM Government channel or watch them on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Even though it is summer vacation, the work in our schools will continue. We will be producing segments that will highlight the work that happens in your schools over the summer. Here is Director of Technology, Joe Kidd, to explain some of the improvements at Norwood High School.
We're here in the library to talk a little bit about the new wireless infrastructure that was installed recently in Norwood High School as part of the Digital Connections Grant. And what we did this year was we applied through the state for a Digital Connections Grant to increase our wireless coverage at the high school and at the middle school in anticipation for our one-to-one program that will be happening next school year, in which every student from grades 6 to 12 will receive a Chromebook to use in and outside of school. We received about $146,000 from the state to install a new wireless system at the high school and increase wireless access points at the middle school. So we use that money to purchase and install all new wireless access points at the high school. There's an access point in each of the classrooms to get ready for our one-to-one deployment. And we will be installing additional wireless access points this summer at the middle school. Again, each classroom will have a wireless access point in anticipation for the one-to-one initiative. So when we started talking about going one-to-one at Norwood High School and the Coakley Middle School, one of the first things that you need to do is make sure that your infrastructure is ready for the devices that are going to be deployed in the school. And when the high school was built 7 years ago, the wireless system that was put in wasn't spec'd for a one-to-one program. So if we tried to go one-to-one in the fall, we would have an issue with all of our devices, all of those new devices connecting and getting good internet speeds. As part of the Digital Connections Grant, as well as receiving new wireless infrastructure at the middle school and the high school, we will receive reimbursement for the state on part of the one-to-one Chromebook devices that we purchase next year. So between the new wireless infrastructure and the reimbursements for the Chromebooks from the state, Norwood Public Schools is receiving approximately $220,000 through the Digital Connections Grant. The technology department will be here all summer to ensure that when teachers and students come back to school in the fall, there will be an improved network experience for all of their instructional and learning needs.
Thanks for the update, Joe. You and everyone at the technology department always do a great job keeping the schools up to date. Now we will toss it over to Mike Maloof to see what's happening with sports.
Thanks, Kristen. Summer baseball is in full swing. The 14 and 15-year-old district baseball teams are both competing in their state tournaments this week. The 14s will be heading down to Plymouth, and the 15s will be heading over to Taunton. The Legion baseball team had a light schedule this week due to the holiday. They dropped 2 games, one being to Walpole and the other being to Franklin, both by the score of 5-0. This moves Norwood into a tie for second place with Foxborough and gets them 2 games back of Walpole. They'll have 5 games next week, one against Foxborough, Needham, and Westwood, and a doubleheader against Medfield. That's all for sports. Stay tuned after this break to see some other activities that are taking place around town.
The Norwood Senior Center's mission is to identify the needs and promote services for older adults. The center is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and during the summer they remain open until 8 p.m. on Tuesday evenings. To contact them, call 781-762-1201 or visit www.norwoodma.gov.
Welcome back. The Norwood Memorial Library is having musical movie Mondays this summer. It is free to attend and the movies start at 6:30.
The Simone Room is very cool this summer. You can come into one of our movies. We have a complete series. We're showing Stars and Stripes Forever, Jesus Christ Superstar, The Greatest Showman, Mame, Coal Miner's Daughter, and others. And there's free popcorn as well.
You just cannot miss out on that free popcorn. The first movie, An American in Paris, will be shown on Monday, July 16th. The 4th of July is a favorite summer holiday for most people. With the parade here in town and the Walpole fireworks, there are usually plenty of ways to celebrate the holiday. For a resident on Earl Street, all those celebrations were not enough. Arthur McCann decided to go above and beyond this year and hand paint his front lawn into a large American flag. Across the street from Arthur is Joseph Perkins, who shares how the project has left a mark on the tight-knit community.
Well, he hand paints it. This is we've been here living here on this street for 4 years. This is the second year he's done it. Didn't do it last year. As I recall, he did it 2 years ago, and I know he has a template that he uses to do the white stars. But other than that, he measures it out, and he basically hand paints it with a paint that eventually disappears with rainfall over the course of the summer. Oh, I think it's great. In fact, my wife's born on the 4th of July, so this is, it's just all part of the celebration. So I think it's fantastic.
Well, that's my flag. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Go America.
The flag looks great, Arthur. We hope this is a tradition that will continue for years to come. With all this heat, just a reminder that the town pools are open for the summer. The community can now enjoy the public pools at Father Mack's Playground and Haas Playground once again. Pool tags are available to be purchased at the Civic Center during the regular hours of 6 a.m. through 6:45 p.m. Pool tags are $15 for seniors, $35 for an adult or child, and one-day passes are $6. Family passes are also available. For one adult and 2 children, it is $100, and for 2 adult family, it is $120. Stay cool and hit up the pools this summer. Well, that's the latest in Norwood news. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend.